Thank you. How did I... has my life changed since the talk? I don't know. I think I get... Well, I suppose it has, in the sense that I get many more invitations to come and speak at diversity conferences. To come and educate people on the need for diversity. And I'm thinking, I'm not an expert, I don't know what to say, but I gave that talk in 2009. I'd been asked to come and speak at TED Global. And I had been made very nervous by my agents, who said to me, they never ask writers, you know, Bill Clinton is going to be sitting in the front. And I was terrified. And then I went and I looked at what other people had done. And it seemed that everybody who spoke there had either started a school, built some sort of contraption that brought water to the poor people in India. And I'm sitting there thinking, I haven't done anything. So actually, and I remember I was in Lagos and I called some of my friends and I said, is there some way we can start a school really quickly? So I can go and talk about the school. And of course, this wasn't going to happen. And I really did feel incredibly anxious. And I kept thinking, why did they ask me? You know, I haven't. And then I thought, and this is something in general when I teach writing, I say to my students, in the end, follow your truth. And so I thought, I'm going to just talk about what I really care about. It's not a good fit for TED, because the people don't usually talk about that sort of thing. But it's what I care about. It's what I can talk about truthfully and honestly. It's a passion of mine. And I thought that maybe 5 people would be interested. And I really did not think that they would put it online, because they don't put all of the talks online.
What's the highest view?
That's what I hear now. So it's just made me very happy, and in some ways surprised at how many people from all over the world have found something resonant about the talk. And I like to think it came from just honesty. And as for being articulate, I don't think I was. I was actually very nervous the first few minutes of the talk, and all these people were staring at me and thinking, what is she talking about? So I was actually incredibly nervous the first few minutes until I...
Thanks. We'll take a question from this side.
Hello. I want also to thank you for your books and also for creating characters, like for one reminding me of family members, of people I knew, and also the humor you have in your books. I really appreciate that. And I know you hold workshops for young writers in Lagos, if I'm not wrong. And I wanted to know what you took away from these workshops, from the state of future writers like you from Africa, not just from Nigeria, and also if you had any idea of other writers from other African countries that you would recommend someone like me to read or explore.
Well, my favorite contemporary writer is Binyavanga Wainaina, who's Kenyan, and who wrote a very beautiful memoir called One Day I Will Write About This Place, which in itself is a beautiful title. The workshop I do actually it's Pan-African. I mean, it's obviously focused on Nigeria, but it has very Pan-African leanings. So every year we have a few people come from other African countries. We've had Kenyans, people from Botswana, from Malawi, from Ghana, and what I take away from the workshops is that I learn, but also that I leave those workshops very optimistic. There's incredible talent on the continent. Often it's simply a lack of opportunity. But also, I think there's a growing readership, there's a growing interest in telling stories. I think that young people today, they think about writing and storytelling as a viable option in a way that I don't think even my generation, when I was much younger, did. So it gives me a sense of just this just hope. It's a very good feeling, and you read all of these stories and you just shake your head and think, it's incredible that all of this talent is here.
Thank you.
Thank you. I think we have another question there, or we'll go to this side.
Hello, my name is Olina. My question is, I guess, concerning the impact that Half of the Yellow Sun had domestically in Nigeria. Just, I guess, overall appreciation of what history means for everyday Nigerians. I'm curious about what your overall view is on the impact of the novel has had on ordinary day-to-day Nigerians.
I think that it has opened a conversation. I think it has given many Nigerians the language with which to start to talk about our history. Before Half of the Yellow Sun, people just didn't, half the time people didn't even know. People kind of knew vaguely this thing had happened, but didn't really know. And I've heard from many people who have said to me that the novel made it possible for them to talk about their own family histories, what had happened to them and their families. And also I've heard from people who were not Igbo and who were not from the region of Nigeria that used to be Biafra, who have said we had no idea that this is what happened in our country. And